getting up early with us and getting on early. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, friends. Come on in. Good morning. Rise and Reset has started. Well, today, friends, we are talking about narcissistic personality disorder. A couple weeks ago, we touched on it a little bit, but today we're going to get into it a lot more in detail. And for the next couple of Rise and Resets, I'm going to be covering different aspects of narcissistic personality disorder, also called NPD. So, good morning, Lizzie. I see that you're on. Good morning. All right, so we're going to get into it, and whoever joins, but we're going to start the discussion. Um, so let's get right on into it. I am Pernella Harris, licensed clinical social worker and founder of Restorative Family Services. We are a group practice, behavioral health practice, covering the entire lifespans and all your frontline mental health needs. So we're your first stop shop. Yeah, I'm excited to talk to you guys today. I think this topic is very, very important. Good morning, Sandy. Good morning, Debbie. Thank you both for getting up with me. We're covering narcissistic personality disorder today. And the reason I want to cover this is I see that this is an issue that a lot of unsuspecting individuals come in contact with narcissists, and they are left with the emotional turmoil. They're left with remnants even long after the narcissist has left their lives. So I think it's very important to cover this issue so that we know what we're looking for. We know when we see the red flags of toxic individuals, we know to put our guards up, to put our boundaries up. So I definitely want to make sure that you guys are educated in those. All right. So good morning. I see some people joining. Good morning, Daisy. Daisy Matthews on, Shelley McCarthy. Good morning. All right. So I'm covering NPD, Narcissistic Personality Disorder. Okay. So let's start with the definition of what that is. Because we hear that thrown around, oh, this person's narcissistic and things like that. But what is it really, according to the DSM, what is narcissistic personality disorder? It is a pervasive pattern of grandiose behaviors, constant need for admiration, and lack of empathy. So the telltale sign of narcissistic personality disorder is just the lack of empathy. And we'll see how that lack of empathy for others can really be detrimental and abusive to individuals who cross their paths. All right. So before we get any further, friends, I want you to share, like, tag, get your friends, help somebody. Somebody needs to hear this message today. So go ahead and tag anybody you think would benefit from this message. Okay, because like I said, this what we see a lot of individuals who get into relationships just not aware of what narcissistic personality disorder is and not aware of the damage that it can cause. And so they leave those relationships broken. They went in very confident, very sure of themselves, but slowly the toxic behaviors of a narcissist started to chip away at their personality, at their self-esteem, and leave them in a state that they don't even recognize themselves. Okay. So we're those of you who are watching will be better equipped, will be able to manage that. Okay, so I don't want that. All right, so let's see here. I'm my MCing is off today. All right, so it's important to know that there are two sides to NPD. So someone who has a narcissistic personality disorder, they're usually charming to most people. They usually know exactly how to present themselves to others. So in the public eye, they may be seen as someone who is very charming, very charismatic. These individuals know how to play a role. It's to the people who are closest to them, their spouses, their children, that they unmask and they take off that mask and they treat the individuals that they're closest to badly, without empathy, with a lot of toxic and abusive behavior patterns. All right, so I'm going to cover 6 in the DSM. There are 9, but 3 of them I've clumped together at the end just for time's sake. So I'm going to cover 6 traits of narcissistic personality disorder based on the DSM. Okay, the very first one, before I get into that, give me a 1 if you believe that you may have come into contact with a narcissist. Go ahead and type into the comments a number 1 if you have come into contact with a narcissist before, if you believe that you have, before I get into this. Let's see who's on while you guys are typing. Let's check out the comments. Oh, okay. Good morning, Cherise Sanders Watts has joined. Good morning, Cherise. Good morning, Tawanda. Thank you all for getting up with me. Good morning. Kim Spencer is there. Courtney is there. Good morning, Courtney. So ladies and gents, what we're covering today is NPD, Narcissistic Personality Disorder. I want to know what your experience is. Enter 1 if you believe you have come in contact with a narcissist in your lifetime. And then we're going to get into it. All right, I see Kim, Courtney, Cherise, Thamar, Tawanda, Debbie. Okay, good. Oh, sorry about that. All right, good. So this is going to be very helpful because now we can measure it up against what the actual definition of a narcissist is, and you'll have more clarity. But with that, you'll be able to cite them. And when you do, walk the other way, about face, abort mission. Just, we try not to get into relationships with narcissists. All right, so the very first trait of a narcissist, the telltale sign of narcissist, is the grandiose sense of self-importance. I got a typo there. Let me fix that. The grandiose sense of self-importance. All right, I can't type and talk at the same time. Of self-importance. So these individuals feel that they are special, that they are better than everyone else. They only want to communicate with important people. So they only want important people around. So if they don't communicate with you, you're not important. They're very dismissive. You know what? I still can't fix this. Okay. So it has even more typos than it was. I'll get to that later. But number 1 is a grandiose sense of self-importance. So they don't even waste their time if they don't feel that you have value or that you're going to get them to where they need to get to. They're not even going to waste their time with you. So they like to be in the mix of everything. They only want to hang out with individuals who are of high status. They often will overstate their accomplishments. They'll name drop. They'll sometimes inflate their achievements. But the grand sense of the thing for grandiose or sense of self-importance is that they feel that they're better than most people. And you'll see how that kind of permeates throughout the rest of the traits. All right, so number 2 is living the fantasy. So because they feel that they're special and they're somehow better than, they create these fantasies of themselves. So since reality doesn't support their grandiose view of themselves, narcissists live in a fantasy world propped up on distortions, maybe self-deception, maybe they're not as honest with themselves about their achievements, magical thinking. They spin self-glorifying fantasies of unlimited power or success, brilliance, attractiveness. So they're kind of being a little deceptive about what they've done. This is part of that charismatic. They're great storytellers. They can, sell you anything. And this is that charm, because if you don't have that foundation of a good self-esteem, you look at them and you're like, wow, they've really lived this wonderful life. They're really doing a lot of wonderful things. And it's not all true. So they kind of make themselves to be more important than the factual or the reality of what they're doing. All right. All right. And now let's move on. Number 3 is a constant need for admiration. Think of like a helium balloon. In order for that balloon to continue to float, it needs to be inflated. It needs the constant inflation. And that's what, that admiration is. Because the narcissist's ego is so fragile, it needs constant, insatiable admiration. So what they do is they link up with individuals who will fill that role. And we call that narcissistic supply. So these are individuals who will constantly feed the narcissist. So, you might see a narcissist with someone who agrees with everything that they're saying, even if it doesn't make much sense, or they're not going to go against them. And I'll tell you why they don't really go against it. We'll get into that. But they surround themselves with yes people who will tell them everything that they're doing is great, that they're great, and constantly keep the balloon afloat, keep it inflated. Okay. They're often in one-sided relationships. So you're not going to get the reciprocity because the narcissist is special. Okay. No one else is special, but the narcissist is special. So the narcissist will not reciprocate. Okay. Because they are incapable, unwilling to provide empathy to others. So they often look for themselves. And this is where the dance comes between an empath or codependent. See, codependent individuals are people pleasers, right? So they want to make sure that everyone is happy. They feel responsible for individuals, so they go above and beyond, right? And they don't have really good boundaries. Now, a narcissist is very uh, uh, it's very selfish. I can't think of the word that I was looking for, but is a very selfish individual and does not want to reciprocate. So the codependent individuals will constantly be looking for some semblance of attention or admiration from them, that keep doing more and more and more. But the narcissist will continue to take and take and take. And this is where the relationship gets very unhealthy and very toxic. Because the narcissist will employ additional toxic and manipulative strategies to keep that relationship going. So codependents are like, really good supply. Empaths are really good supply for narcissists, because these are caring individuals. So where they might be, like, if we were to rate, regular people would probably be a 10. An empath would probably be like a 2,500, or a codependent would be like a 2,500 ranking for a narcissist. So that's a really good supply of narcissistic supply. So those individuals, and just in their giving nature, want to see other people happy, and they are unsuspecting. And this is why I started this segment with very unsuspecting, because we don't walk around thinking the worst of individuals. We don't walk around, kind of paranoid about, well, is this person a narcissist or not? So we kind of paint them to be good individuals, even if our eyes tell us different, even if we see them treating others differently. We always think, well, it's going to be different with me. I'm going to love them past it. I'm going to, it's just going to be different. But these individuals are incapable of reciprocity, one-sided relationships. I'm going to park here because I have some more. But what are you guys thinking about this? Have you come across anyone in your life with any one, two, or three? So one was grandiose sense of self-importance. Number two was um, living in the fantasy, just being able to tell these stories of things that they didn't do in a charismatic way. Kind of propping themselves up. Number three is the need of admiration. So in the narcissists that you have come across, the narcissistic individuals that you've come across, have you seen one, two, or three? Good morning, Heather Antonelli. Thanks for joining. So Thamar says that she's come across individuals who were self-absorbed. Anyone else have any one of these traits? Go ahead and type it in there. Krista, good morning, Krista. Krista Casera says 1, 2, and 3. All three. Okay, well, we're going to continue down and see if you've gotten any more. Thamar says all of the above. Yes. So this is why this is important, because these individuals can really leave a stain on you. After they have long gone, you're left feeling worse about yourself than you did when they came into your lives. So I really want to make sure that you guys are aware of these types of individuals. All right. So Kim Spencer says one-sided relationship, always hoping the narcissist will come around and reciprocate. Okay. Good morning, Ramona. Ramona says 1, 2, and 3. Okay, good. We're going to continue on. And Lizzie says all. Yes, all three. All right. Thank you all for sharing. All right. So let's see what else. What other telltale signs that you are involved in a narcissistic relationship? And just keep in mind that it's not just one gender. There are female narcissists, and in the coming weeks we're going to talk about the differences. There are female narcissists, there are male narcissists, there are parent narcissists, there are spousal narcissists. So it's being able to tell the difference in each of those roles. All right, so number 4 is entitlement. Because the narcissist considers themselves special, narcissists expect favorable treatment. They expect that whatever they want, they should get. And if you don't comply, there will be rage, there will be the cold shoulder, there will be aggression. Sometimes they give you the silent treatment. They figure out what your soft spots are, or what you don't like, or what will really hurt you the most, and then they do that so that you can fall back in line. Because again, the narcissist is not in the relationship to reciprocate. They feel entitled. They're special, so you should cater toward their needs. You should change whatever plans you have to make sure that they're happy. You should, if they want to do something and you want to do something else, they will use these toxic manipulative strategies to get you to capitulate, to get you to acquiesce, to get you to give in to them. All right. Number 5 is they exploit others. Okay. They lack empathy. So they don't really they don't care about your feelings. They don't care about how this might impact you. They don't have that. They're struggling with empathy. All they are concerned about is getting their needs met. Okay. And so as a consequence to the lack of empathy that they have, they don't think twice about taking advantage of others to achieve their own needs. Sometimes this is malicious, but other times they're just oblivious to your needs. Oh, you wanted that? Oh, I didn't even think about you having any needs, because they don't see you as a person with feelings, as a person with needs, as a person with wants. They only see what you can give to them. They only see the value that you bring to them. So, so what if you have an interview and you need your car? I need to use it. I need the car. So what if, you are going to be late for work, but I need you to take me to this place? So what if you don't have money to pay your rent? I need money to go on this trip. So it's exploiting others, for their own gain. They really don't care about what it is you need, want, or feel. Okay. And so the last one is narcissists tend to belittle, demean, and intimidate others. Narcissists might feel threatened when they encounter someone who is confident, someone who will not give in to them. And so when they encounter someone who is confident or even popular, they are threatened by these individuals. And if they encounter someone who will not bow down to them or will not capitulate to their demands, they begin to experience a defense mechanism, contempt for these individuals. And so the only way to neutralize that individual is to belittle them. It is to intimidate them. It is to make them feel like, take them down a notch, make them feel less than, whether it be by demeaning, belittling, whether it be by taking down the character of that person. If they can't get to them mentally, they may start to attack their reputation, attack them mentally. So these are all tactics that a narcissist will employ. All right, so I covered 4 to 6. How are we doing? Now, give me a check on whether or not you've encountered a narcissist who have all 6, who maybe have 1, 2, and 5. So let me know where you guys are. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comment section. All right, so I see here, Ramona says, right. Sharice says, I was always made to feel guilty for not wanting to cater. Yes, they play on those emotions, especially if you're a giver and you want to please individuals. They play on that guilt feeling. We talk about this in our boundary busting bootcamp, all of the different toxic strategies. Kim said entitlement. She's definitely come across. Ramona says all of the above. All of the above. She's experienced 1 through 6. Number 6 for sure. Cherie says 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so what I see from the comments is that this is more prevalent than ever before. I mean, or at least we're learning more about it. So I mean, what we can do, our obligation, our public service would be to educate others. So, maybe we can stop a lot of emotional abuse, because that's what is left. Once you are in a relationship with a narcissist, you leave not sure of yourself. You leave with a lower self-esteem. You leave feeling useless and just broken. So we can prevent that as much as we can by knowing the red flags, by knowing what is emotional abuse, by educating ourselves as much as possible on narcissistic personality disorder. All right. What can we do? What can we do to kind of put ourselves in a better position? Well, one is we need to not be disillusioned. I started to talk about this piece of it where, let me see if I can move myself up, where you understand what you're dealing with, right? So remember, when you come across these individuals, or if you happen to recognize that you might be in a relationship with a narcissist, just remember that your needs will not be met. So it's hurtful. But when you understand that, hey, this is a one-sided relationship, you can start to move differently. So if this is a friend, if this is a coworker or something, it might be easier for you to set healthier boundaries once you know better, you do better, right? So once you know what you're dealing with, hey, this person isn't going to be able to meet my needs, so I'm going to stop expecting this person to meet my needs. Take notice of how they treat others. People are very consistent. Like if you just start to watch and not, in your mind, paint the picture the way you want it, the way you want to see it. But if you just start to, observe, just observe, don't absorb, just observe and see, how they're treating the waiter, the waitress, how they treating individuals. Do they get on the phone and someone makes a mistake? They, very belligerent and they put them down. Do they talk about the ex? What do they say about their ex? Or do they talk about, are they constantly talking negatively up to you about someone else? And so what we typically do is, well, oh, that's them. I'm different. They're not going to treat me that way. They're not. But take notice of how they treat others, because if they treat others like that, they will treat you like that when you get on the other side of their mean streak. Other thing you can do is listen with your eyes. I know that we're supposed to listen with our ears. Nope. People can tell you what they want to hear. They'll tell you, they'll find out what you like, and they'll repeat it back to you. Narcissists can mirror what you're saying and sound very interested. They'll, listen for what your pain points are, in the beginning of a relationship with a narcissist. No, they don't show you that from the beginning. There's a honeymoon stage where they're trying to learn as much about you as they can. And then they start using the language so that you're like, oh, they really are listening to me. They really are into what I'm into. It's part of the lore. It's part of the, they want to get you into their cycle. So they definitely don't ever start off being toxic. It's very subtle decline. So you can listen with your eyes by observing. So not just listening to what individuals are telling you, because, if you told them, hey, I like puppies and I love that, and they might just repeat, oh, so you like puppies, puppies are cool. And then you think, oh, this person, we're a match made in heaven. So just being able to listen and then over time, listening with your eyes over time, because it's only a matter of time that a narcissist can keep up the role of being into whatever you're into, right? Lastly, focus on your dreams. Rather than being wrapped up into what it is that they're wanting to do, focus on still developing yourself, focusing on your individuality, okay, is going to help you. The next tip that I have would be set boundaries. If you are, if you have been involved, or if you realize now that you may have been involved in a narcissistic relationship, you probably have a pattern of having poor boundaries. So starting to set boundaries might be difficult. And that's where, you would seek the services of a mental health professional. If you're local, Restorative Family Services can definitely help you with boundaries. We actually do a 6-week boundary busting boot camp where that's exactly what we do. And we do an intensive boot camp that is geared to helping arm you with the tools that you need to set healthy boundaries and avoid toxic relationships. You can site www.restorativefamilyservices.com to get more information about the Boundary Busting Bootcamp. But wherever you are, link up with a good therapist so that you get that support that you need to start setting boundaries. Because healthy relationships are built on reciprocity, right? I meet your needs, you then meet my needs, and we constantly cycle through that. But the narcissist doesn't see you outside of meeting their own needs. You don't exist as an individual to them. You exist only to meet their needs. They don't, so that reciprocity is not there. Um, and so they may do things that violate your boundary on a consistent basis. They wouldn't think twice to go through your belongings, to snoop around through your email, to you know, eavesdrop on your conversations, to tell you what you think. Like, no, you don't think that. Why would you think that? That's stupid. Don't think that. This is how you should be thinking. And so that's part of the um, emotional abuse. And so you leave those relationships not sure of whether or not you trust your own judgment, your own decision making, because it's been a subtle chipping away at your own self confidence, at your own identity. Okay. So I definitely want you all who are watching and listening to, make sure that you're listening with your eyes, to, make sure that you do an inventory. So if you have these individuals in your life, start to set healthier boundaries, start to understand that they probably are never going to meet your needs. So getting your needs and support from people who are more empathetic, people who will be able to do that for you. And if you need additional assistance, please visit restorativefamilyservices.com, and we can set you up with that. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you're picking up what I'm putting down. I know we covered a heavy topic, but I think, knowledge is power. And when you know better, you do better. And you can come out of this whole. All right. So let's see what you guys are saying. Sandy says, action speaks louder than words. Let's see here. Lizzie says, entitlement, most definitely predominant male trait in my life. Krista Casera says, walk away and stay away. Okay, yes, Krista. Cherise Sanders Watt says, it takes 4 years after leaving to rebuild her self-esteem. Okay, but you're rebuilding. I'm so happy for you. So there is hope. Thamar says, yes, understand it, identify it, and move differently. Thank you, Thamar. That's absolutely great advice. Sandy says, actions speak louder than words. Sharice, so true. Kim says, my mom always says, I can show you better and than I can tell you. Yes, actions. Actions, yep. Ramona says, it's just lip service. Yes, that they do. And that's that manipulative piece of it. They tell you what it is that they want, they think you want to hear. Arcana Boo says, good morning. Good morning. Cherise says, different. Didn't see it until after marriage. Okay. Krista is setting boundaries, sets them off. Yes. Narcissists do not like boundaries, do not. And they will do everything possible to get you to forsake your boundary. And that's why I mentioned that you do need support. We do teach you techniques. One technique you can do if you're faced with a narcissist and you're trying to set a boundary is to remain calm on the outside. Restate your boundary quickly and then move away, because the longer you engage, the more they will convince you to give up your boundary, or maybe the longer you stay, they may entangle you into an argument, and then you just want to give up the boundary because you don't really want to deal with the level of drama that is coming with you setting a boundary. But boundaries have to be set in a consistent manner when you're dealing with a narcissist. All right, so let's see what else you guys are saying here in the comments. Healthy respect should be mutual. Yes, those are healthy relationships. All right, so thank you all for sharing. And here is, we are at that time, everyone. You know what time it is? It is riddle time. Get your fingers ready. Start typing. Here is our riddle. All right. I am white when I am dirty and black when I am clean. What am I? All right. First one to answer correctly gets a $5 Amazon gift card emailed to you after this broadcast. What am I? Let's see here. All right. I see some comments coming there. I just need to get down to them. Okay. All right. So the riddle is Candia gets it. Yes. All right. So the riddle was, I am white when I am dirty and black when I am clean. What am I? It's actually a blackboard, but I'm giving it to Candia, who said chalkboard. That's the correct answer. Thank you, Candia. I see Lizzie says Blackboard. Yes. So Candia, you are our winner, $5 Amazon gift card. And Famar, you are our early bird winner. You will receive a $5 Amazon gift card. Okay, so I want you guys to share out. I'm back here Tuesdays, 7:30. We're going to continue this series. And next week, I'm going to talk about spouses who are narcissists. And the following week will be parents who are narcissists. So tune in. I also want to tell you about our boundary busting boot camp. We are taking registrations. We will be opening that up. I believe it's September, mid-September, but I'll have the dates. If you want more information, go to our website and click on Boundary Busting Boot Camp, and we will definitely give you more information on how to set boundaries with toxic individuals. All right, till next time, I'll see you guys. Goodbye.